Kia ora team, my name's Ben and this gorgeous gentleman is Napoleon Bonaparte. So what we're going to do today is go through a general introduction to the skeleton. So if we start at the top, the skull is the container for our brain, protects the pink squishy stuff that is our brain, and our mandible is the jaw. Then our skull sits on top of our vertebrae, also known as our spine, and our spine is made of lots and lots of individual vertebrae, and then we classify them based on where they are. So at the top, our neck bones are our cervical vertebrae, and we've got 7 of them. Then below them we've got our thoracic vertebra, so we've got 12 thoracic vertebrae, and they articulate with our 12 ribs. So we've got 12 ribs on either side. Below our thoracic vertebra, we come down to our low back. So low back, lumbar, our lumbar vertebra, and we've got 5 lumbar vertebrae. Then going down lower, we have some fused vertebrae that form this triangle down here, and that's our sacrum. So the sacrum is the posterior or back part of our pelvis. Then below our sacrum, we've got more fused vertebrae right down the base here, and this is our coccyx or our tailbone. Alright, spinning him around again. The clavicles are our collarbones, and they articulate with the sternum, which is our breastbone right in the front there. Then coming across from our clavicle, we articulate with the scapula. So the scapula is another word for shoulder blade. So there's our shoulder blade here, and on our scapula we have the socket that articulates with the humerus. So the humerus is this upper arm bone, and also known as the brachium. So if you think about, biceps brachii, triceps brachii, it's because biceps, 2, bi means 2, ceps is heads or muscle, and brachii because it's going across the brachium. Then if we follow our humerus down, you find the funny bone. So the funny bone isn't actually a bone, it's a little groove in the humerus here, and that's where our ulnar nerve runs. So when you bang your funny bone, you're banging the nerve, which is why you get that tingle or that electric shock running down your arm. Alright, then our humerus comes down and becomes the elbow, and the 2 bones that make that up are on the outside. The lateral side is the radius, and that's on the thumb side, and on the medial side is the ulna. So the radius and ulna form the forearm. Then as we come further down, we get to the wrist. So the radius and ulna articulate with these 8 small bones here, and they're our carpals. So the carpals are on the wrist, and then they articulate with these long skinny bones in the hand, these ones here, and they're called metacarpals. Meta because it means transition, like metamorphosis of a caterpillar to a butterfly. Meta. So they're metacarpals because they transition from the carpals into the fingers. And then our fingers, we have 3 bones in each of our fingers, and they're called phalanges, except in our thumb, which only has 2. Alright, moving on. If we drop down now and have a look at the pelvis. Alright, so you can see the pelvis is made of 2 sides that are identical, and they come together in the middle to form the pubic symphysis. The pelvis is like the scapula in the upper body, and then it articulates with the femur. So the femur is the longest bone in the body, and it's our thigh bone. Then our femur comes down and in the front of our knee we have the patella. So the patella is the kneecap. Then below the femur we come to the tibia and the fibula. So the tibia is the big bone of the shin, and then the fibula is the little bone of the shin. So similar to the radius and ulna of the forearm, we've got the tibia and fibula of the shin. Then, if we follow it further down again, similar to the wrist, we have 8 short square type bones, and they're called our tarsals. So T for tarsals, T for toes, whereas in the wrist it was carpals. Then again, we have these long bones that transition from the tarsals to the toes, so metatarsals, and then the toes, just like the fingers, are called phalanges. And we've got 3 phalanges in each, except for the big toe, which has 2. Alright, good work team, happy studying!